Hey, this is Dawn from New Dawn Coaching and Training, and today I want to take you through a quick 10-minute stretching session. This is going to be perfect for those days where you've had a cardio session or strength training and you know you should stretch, but maybe you're not too sure how to do it, or you just want some company and some guidance along the way. So go ahead and join me. We're going to get you down on the floor. You don't need any equipment, just a mat or something comfortable to lay on. So I'm going to have you roll down here and just hold those knees in. And this might be the best part of it because this just feels so good when you flatten that back down into the floor. And what we're going to have you do is just kind of rock from side to side. Think about this as just kind of massaging your back and just kind of loosening things up. Also getting the blood flow to some of those muscles that we're going to be stretching really soon. So one more of each. And then we're going to stay right in the center. Now what you're going to do is grab behind those thighs and you're going to support these legs right now. And we're just going to do a nice easy straighten and bend. So those first one or two, you might hear a little popping and cracking in those joints. Well, as long as it doesn't hurt, we're okay with that. So up. Now I'm going to do them more, in this last one I'm going to stay up and hold it. So you're just going to stay right there. So this is about the backs of the thighs. They're called the hamstrings. And the way we're going to do this next is to pull the toes back. And you're going to feel that kind of deep in the stretch. It goes down a little more into the knee. You might feel your calves too if they're a little bit tighter. And keep those shoulders down and don't forget to breathe as you hold your stretch. Now we're going to say that again pretty soon, but right now I'm just going to have you drop your feet down. Put those feet down all the way. Arms out to the sides of the room. And let's twist those legs over. And we're going to come back to center and over. Now I'm looking to take those thighs and knees about halfway over. This is great for the back. It's starting to give it a little bit more of a stretch. And all stretching should feel comfortable. If it's starting to feel uncomfortable or sting or burn, you're going too far. And you need to back off on that right away. So that is your last one right there. Now pull one knee in, and now what we're gonna do is start to straighten that leg a little more. So notice I wove my fingers together, and I'm pulling that thigh back a little bit more. So you might feel this now, just a bit more. Let's have the toes pull back into your shin a little bit more, and that just gets you a little more down into that deeper portion. Hamstring kind of goes below the knee. You got a portion that goes below that knee, also towards the calf, so you're going to feel that more as well. Take a nice big inhale, and then blow it out. Now what I want to do with that same foot is bend the knee and cross the ankle on top of the thigh. Take this hand, push out that knee. So this is kind of just a nice easy hip stretch. We'll be doing more of that real soon. But just kind of a prelim, kind of getting you warmed up for what's to come. So bring that foot in and put it down. Now we're going to bring the other leg in. First we hold the knee, and then you gently hold that leg up. Now bring those hands behind. I know sometimes people like one hand up here and one hand back there. I notice sometimes people don't have the flexibility to do that. They also might start to hunch the shoulders, so we're going to keep both hands back here. Have the toes pull back to the shin. Take another good breath in. Blow it out when you're ready. Hamstrings. Back of the leg. You're going to bend that knee, cross the ankle on top of the thigh. Let the same side hand push out that knee a little bit. Now keep your shoulder down. And let that just relax into the stretch. Don't worry if you can't go too far. There'll be another stretch we're going to do pretty soon that I bet you can. And then let the foot go. So here's another one we're going to do. Cross the first leg on top again. Now I want you to reach between those legs and pull back on that thigh. Now you should feel more into the hip itself, that deeper portion of your hip. Now if you're tempted to hike up the shoulders, I want you to keep them pulled back to the floor as much as you can. If this is too much, you can let the hands go. You could just kind of release it a little bit like that. Listen to your body. We're all pretty different here with the stretching. And I'm just going to release that and switch and cross the other foot over the other thigh. So we want the ankle resting on the thigh. And again, if this is enough stretch for you, stay with that. Reaching between the legs and grabbing the thighs, a little more advanced. Don't be surprised if the sides are different. That is so normal that one side's a little more flexible than the other. Shoulders down. Taking another good breath in. And exhale. Comfortable stretching, no pain. All right, put that foot down. So both feet down. What I want to do is just bridge for a moment, and that just means lift the hips up. And we're lifting the back up to about the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. And then we're going to lower down one vertebra at a time until you gradually melt down to that tailbone. Here's what we're going to do next, and we're going to start with the left leg. Pull that in. Send your left arm out to the side of the room and twist both knees to the right. So ease into this one and just see what your body thinks about it. We're going to keep the left arm shoulder firmly on the floor. My right hand is guiding that left knee over. So in your perfect world, we can see the outer thigh pointing up to the ceiling. But if it's just not there right now, don't worry about it. Maybe pulling that left knee down to the floor just a touch more. And then very slowly, let's come up. Put that left foot down. We're going to have you pull your right knee in. And we're going to hold that. My right arm is going to go out to the side of the room. And both of my knees, they twist to the left. Remember to keep the right arm and shoulder firmly on the floor. Don't let them come up. That kind of takes some of the stretch out. We don't want that. This is another one I really noticed that the sides can be quite different. Work with what you got. Don't forget every so often to take a good breath in and then exhale, of course. Just letting that hip stretch a few more seconds. All right, bring it back up to center. Let's go ahead and put both feet on the floor. I want to bridge one more time. So hands relaxing at the sides. Lift those hips up. Make sure you didn't dig your chin down into your neck. You're keeping that lifted up off your neck. Shoulders are somewhat relaxed down. Now you're going to imprint one vertebra at a time down gradually to the hips and the tailbone. And that should feel all pretty good. So we're going to roll over to a side and we're going to press it up. Now we're going to get your inner thighs stretched out. So what I'd like you to do is bring the bottoms of your feet together and then pull those heels in towards the base of your pelvis, and your hands are going to be behind you. And those hands will help you lift up your hips and press forward more into your heels. So this one, we're not bending forward a lot. This is really going to get you in those inner thighs. You'll have to really work at keeping your shoulders down. So we want to always avoid our shoulders going up towards your ears. Once again, don't forget the breathing. If this starts to get uncomfortable, you can just lift your hips up and slide back a little more if you need it. Don't want to overdo any of these. Your body will generally tell you before you get there. It'll give you some warning signs. It'll get uncomfortable, and that's a message, hey, back off right away. All right, set with that. So what I want you to do next is roll over to your side. You're going to be on your elbow. Elbow should be under the shoulder. This knee can be slightly bent. We're going to pull this heel back. So your heel is up towards your hip. Now to deepen that stretch, you're going to pull your thigh back a little bit more. So my knee is starting to point a little more back behind me. I still want to try to keep my upper body lined up pretty well. You're going to keep your head up and think about your abs. Try to keep them in. Don't let them just get lazy right here. So front of that thigh, getting a stretch. If there's any discomfort in the knee, bring the knee forward a little bit more. Don't put quite so much tension in some of those tendons that might not be quite ready to stretch down near that knee. And then let it go. And we're just going to flip you over to the other side. Start on this elbow. Heel up. Pull that back, nice and easy. Shoulders down. So you got this in your hip flexors, and then we'll be feeling pretty good. A little bit more. Don't hold that breath. Do you see if you need to pull your knee back a little bit further? Almost there. For the most part, keeping our head up. All right, let that go. So go ahead, we're going to have you kneel, and I'm going to send my right foot way out, and my left knee is way back. So I'm kind of in what we call a long runner stride. I'm going to actually have this knee, the right knee, right over my ankle, and I'm going to have my hands to the inside of that right leg. So I'm pressing down through the front of my left hip, and that should get you kind of in the front of that hip. We call those your hip flexors. I like to have people stretch those out on a regular basis because if they're tight, your back will feel some negative consequences. And then go ahead, back off on that. Switch feet, so put the other one out in front. Remember, we want the front knee to be right over the ankle. And then we kind of slide the other knee back so you're kind of angled back in the other thigh. Hands are to the insides of that left leg and ankle. Just a few more seconds with this one. Pressing through the front of your right hip. All right, let's bring that in. Go ahead and sit. Let's just do 1 or 2 more quick little stretches. Legs out. Drop your chest down to your lap. And notice we're rounding that back. I haven't done, well, I'm going to touch my toes. I want to drop the chest to the lap because I want to get into this portion of your back. Because we're all pretty flexible here when we do this. But if I ask you to drop your chest to your lap, that's where you're a little more tight through the lower back area. Down with the shoulders. All right, let's finish out with 2 nice breaths in. So sit tall, inhale overhead. And you're gonna exhale right back down to your sides. 1 more time, and you're on with the rest of your day. And blow it out. All right, you're all set. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. I'll see you again soon.